In this video, I'm going to show you the difference between a meeting and a live event. So, by now, most people have been using meetings. When you are in it, you see a list of all the people who are online. They can all talk to you, you can talk back. You can change them between presenters and attendees, but they are able to unmute themselves still. If you do not want them to have that function, then you want to be using live events. So go into calendar, you click this drop down here, and you click live event. That brings up this box. You give the live event a name. So I'm going to go with example. You set the time that you want it to do and any information about it. You can invite other people who you want to be presenters who will also be doing things. You then click next. Here you can decide exactly who you want to see it. With people in groups, you can search for your team and say just people from that team can see it. Or you can have it as organisation wide. We don't have public available. As you scroll down, there are some other options as well. You can take an automatic recording of it, and you can decide whether you want that recording to be available to attendees or not. By unticking that button, it won't be available. This will be automatically recording what goes on your screen, but you'll see what I mean by that soon. You can create an attendee engagement report to see if attendees have actually been paying attention, what questions they've asked, things like that. And there's this Q&A function, so that will allow students to ask you questions that you can then respond to. We then press schedule. And you can see here we've got get attendee link. So we want to click that. We want to copy it to our clipboard. We want to go into our team and we want to paste it in. Now that's quite a big link. So what you want to do, move your cursor back over it and press Ctrl and K. Press this little X here, not the bottom one, the top one, and give it a better name. So this would be example live event. And insert that in. And then press send. So you can now access this either by clicking that link there or by going into your calendar and clicking the link in there. So we'll click this one here. Now you can see it's saying up here, join as a producer. You do have the option to join as an attendee as well. You can also add rooms to it as well. That's if you're not using Teams for this. So you could use professional video recording equipment and things like that, but we'll ignore that one and we'll stick just with Teams. As you can see, camera's on. You can choose whether you want your camera to show or not, same as with everything. And your microphone by default is off because you're not a presenter, you're a producer. But that does mean that you still can talk on there, you still can have your video showing. I'll show you how that works in a moment. Obviously presenters would have join as a presenter on there. So turn the microphone on, press join. And here we go. As you can see, it is very different from what we're used to. You have these two different screens. This one on this side is for what you want to be showing people. So you queue it up here and then you send it live over here. So I'm going to click on my video. There I am, I'm in the queue. And if I press send live, it shows up here in the live event. There's a slight little bit of lag as well as it thinks it through. But from the attendee's point of view, it won't be lagging. When you're ready to start your presentation, you press start. And it'll say, are you sure? You can go for 4 hours, and there's a 10 to 20 second delay for them. There we go. So, as you can see, it's changed now from start to end. It's got a red box around it. This is what people are seeing now. Let's go over to the side over there. Up at the top here, you have some options. This one, if you're interested, it tells you how your computer's coping with you doing the live. Clicking this one, you can send questions to people and you can answer questions. So, students will have this box. They can write something in the Make an Announcement. When they do, it'll come up in new for you to reply. Students cannot see what other students are doing. They can't see the questions that they've put until you've responded to them. Students will also see anything that you write in here will go out to everybody who's attending. There are meeting notes. These are notes that you can make as you're going along, and then people can have a look at them during and after the meeting. There is a chat. Now, the chat is not accessible to attendees. It's only accessible to yourself, any presenters, and any moderators that you might have. In order to add moderators, you have to invite them. So most people will be getting there using the link that you've sent them. If you specifically invite somebody by name, they then join as a moderator. They're able to answer the questions and to help you with the smooth running of your live events. Because live events are designed to go out to 100, 200, 500 people. So it's a very large thing compared to just a small class setting. And you also have settings in which you can control what your speakers and your microphones are doing and which camera you're using. Same as you've got with other meetings, you've got the share button, but instead of being a little box with an arrow, it actually says share. Once you press that share button, you have the option, very similar that you do with in meetings, to be able to share various screens. So I'm going to click this one because I want to share that. As you can see, it shows up very similar to what it looks like for normal presenting. You've got yourself down in the corner and this up here. This currently isn't live. You need to click back into the team and you'll see down here, this has now changed. You have a content thing available to you. So if we click on here and click content, it's now going to show that when you click send live. So down in the bottom corner, this is what people can now see. If you still want yourself in the picture, you need to press this and add a video from below. Then send live. Now people can see you talking to the side of whatever it is that you're presenting. With any other presenters that you have, their video will be showing up here, as will any contents that they've got in screen sharing. To then go back, you need to open up the thing that you were sharing, which wasn't that one, which was this one. You can then start going through this with people clicking through. So you can see it changing down there. And again, making that PowerPoint go live. They can now see that as well. If you're wanting to use subtitles on your PowerPoints, this is a good trick for people. When you're using PowerPoint Live, you've got to always use subtitles. If you put it above slide, then it's going to show up for people when you're using it. So put it above slide. Start the slideshow from the beginning. And again, this bottom right is showing you what people can see. So now people are able to read those subtitles as they come up. It's not perfect. It's the same as with Stream. it will pick up my northern accent and make things go wrong sometimes. But if you're talking in teacher voice, it should be okay. So back into our team meeting. Another top tip, pressing the Alt key and Tab at the same time will bring up this menu. And every time that you press Tab, you see the white box moves. You can just skip through your windows quickly that way. So we can see what everybody can see on there. Once you are happy with the end of your meeting, you've told them everything, you've answered any questions that you've got, you press End. It'll tell you, are you sure? And you go, yes you are, and you press End Live Event. And from this point on, questions can still be asked in the Q&A, but that's about it. Live events are for when you have large conferences that need to be done, or when you have lectures with pupils who have quite bad behavioural issues and you want to make sure that they're not going to be spurring each other on and messing about. Or maybe you've got a panel of people who are talking, things like that. I wouldn't necessarily advise it for day-to-day teaching, just because you lose out on that verbal communication that you can have with your students. I hope that you found this useful.